Welcome to the Girlspring Women in the Arts podcast. This project is made possible by the Alabama State Council on the Arts and is a partnership between the Birmingham-based teen girls empowerment platform, Girlspring, and C. Jane Wright, a website and community for women who write. This podcast gives the young women of Girlspring the opportunity to interview women from a wide range of arts fields, including literature, theater, dance, visual arts, and fashion. In this episode, Girlspring Springboarder August Intoccia interviews dancer and choreographer Eryn Cade. Eryn Cade has performed with a number of notable companies, including the Atlanta Dance Connection and Southern Dance Works. Erin has trained with the American Ballet Theater, Alvin Ailey, Radio City Rockettes, the Debbie Allen Dance Academy, and many others. She earned a Master of Fine Arts in Dance from the University of Alabama, where she infused dance with research on the life of Sarah Bartman, an African woman who was exhibited as a freak show attraction in 19th century Europe. August is a junior at the Alabama School of Fine Arts, where she studies dance and serves as a peer leader. Fun fact, Eryn Cade is a graduate of the Alabama School of Fine Arts and has taught a class there, a class that August was a part of. Let's tune in to this full circle moment.
Hi, I'm here with Eryn Cade, and I'm really excited to ask her all about her experience with dance. Fun fact, Miss Cade taught me in 7th grade. She choreographed my hip hop piece and my contemporary piece. Okay, so my first question is, what made you want to start dancing?
Ooh, what made me want to start dancing? Well, I started dancing when I was 5, and I was doing like the prep program that was still at ASPA, and I was doing it for like a couple years. My mom was putting me in the classes because she used to have a lot of energy, so she needed to burn some of that off. So I go to sleep. But then I was doing that for like 2 years consistently, once a week. Then I was doing twice a week, and I was like, yo, yeah, this is what I want to do, because I think it was like the challenge of it, but also just like the ability to express myself, because I had a lot of energy, I had a lot of energy. So that's what got me into it. And I knew like when I was 7, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And I've literally been doing it since I was 5, literally, like no break, no break.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My second question is, what's your favorite style of dance?
I was literally just making a post about this. I was like, why people ask me that question? Because I just feel like it's so many different styles that I like enjoy. And like I think about like not being pigeonholed or like put in a box like based off of like what I look like or what people think I might enjoy. But I think my favorite style, if I just had to pick, I think I'm gonna go with contemporary. And I say that because I feel like contemporary, like the base of it is like your ballet technique and your modern technique. But I also feel like contemporary, you can have the extra, like you can fuse it and you can have a little more creative expression with contemporary versus like ballet technique. There's like, you gotta have, it's a codified technique. So everything is plie, it's a plie. A tendu is a tendu. A dégagé, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But with contemporary, it's like, you have those rules in place, but you can always like play with it. And I think that's the part I really enjoy about it. Is like, I know the rules, now I'm gonna break them.
I definitely. What problems do you think the world of dance has that we should work on fixing?
Stop canceling them grants. That's number one. What problems do I think dance has that we can work on? I mean, I feel like dance can always be more accepting, more inclusive. I think that dance can be more accepting of fusions, but like respect like the techniques that were here before, not to put that down or to disregard it, but I do feel like it can have more fusion. I also think that the people, the pioneers, or the people who have been doing it longer can be a little more gracious to the people who are just coming into it. Because sometimes I think that like if you've been in it a long time, you feel like you got, I don't know, leverage, I guess, which technically you do because you've been doing it for a long time. But sometimes I think people's attitude towards people trying new things and stuff like that can be a little hostile. And I think, yeah, I think we can just be more open to new things, but also honor like what was here. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this kind of goes along with my last question, but
Okay.
in what ways do you feel that being an African American woman has impacted your experience in the
Whew.
world?
That's a loaded question. Yes. Wait, can you say it more?
In
It's
what
slow.
ways? Okay. In what ways do you feel that being an African American has impacted your experiences in the world of dance?
Okay, I'm like, where do I want to start? How do we streamline the answer? There's so many different ways I could go. I guess I can start with one more time. Let's see, one more time. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with this and how we go. One more
Okay.
time.
In what ways do you feel that being an African American woman has impacted your experiences in the world of dance?
Okay. Well, I can start with my personal experience and maybe that'll kind of help me get what I'm really trying to say here. But my personal experience, like I started off with ballet, and in my experience with ballet, like it wasn't the greatest, because I was Black and because I was curvy. Like I developed early and I didn't look like my classmates. Like my body was doing the things. I had a butt. That was number one. And then two, I had locks. That was number two. You know, having like my hair in a natural style or a natural, some people say it's a protective style. I don't think it's a protective style. I think it's just a natural hairstyle. But having that and the body that goes with it, that's not necessarily the aesthetic of ballet, was challenging. I feel like it gives me an opportunity when I do perform ballet, or like it don't even have to just be ballet, but I just use ballet as an example because when people think of a dancer, they think of a Black dancer, an African American dancer, they unfortunately still think that means exotic dancer, or just like majorette dancer. And that's not to say that I'm not disagreeing with the styles. What I am saying is that there is like a bit of people's perception that's at play because I'm an African American woman that dances, right? When I'm doing concert dance, which is like the ballet, the moderns, the jazz on the stage, in that regard, I feel like it's so refreshing to see other Black women in the audience because I literally get so emotional. I be crying because it's like, dang, that's how I started. Like I saw somebody and I was like, yo, and I could do that.
Yeah.
And so anytime I see somebody who look like me in the audience, I like go harder because I'm like, yeah, representation is mad important. It's like so important. And my mentor, Ursula Smith, like she always told me, if they can't see it, then they can't be it. You know what I'm saying? So I think representation has definitely impacted me as an African American woman dancer. I think people's perceptions has really had an impact on me. And it did alter how I saw myself as a dancer. But now I have agency. So where it's like, okay, you can have this perception of me. That's cool. That's fine. But I know who I am and I know who I belong to. So it doesn't affect me as much. Not to say it doesn't affect me still because I am human, but I can like not block it out, but like acknowledge that it's there and then decide like, am I gonna deal with it or am I not gonna deal with it? Yeah. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, very well.
Okay.
Okay, what has your favorite project / dance been that you've gotten to work on?
My research. So while I was in grad school at University of Alabama, Roll Tide, when I was in grad school, we had a lot of freedom as far as what like our research topics were, because I think now the program is, I was a second year, might be around like 4-something years old, maybe going on 5, maybe going on 4, something like that. But it's still relatively new. So we had a lot of creative freedom. And so my research is on Sarah Bartman. And she is a South African woman who was taken to Europe to do these like freak shows, or not like freak nasty, but like freak of nature. So like, for example, like if I have like really, really long fingers, then that's like I got freakishly long fingers. Or if I have a really big nose, then I have a freakishly large nose. Yeah. Get what I'm saying? So with Sarah Bartman, she had like a freakishly large butt. And I was just telling you like how I got into it, and as far as people's perception of me as an American woman dancer, my butt was a point of contention. So when I discovered, she was always here, but you know you have to discover things. So when I found out about Sarah Bartman and like all of the racial trauma and history and the legacy of her, and how her legacy is still how people like perceive Black women today, and like what that looks like in dance and how does that play out, like that was my favorite project so far. And it was I called it Prototype. Because the Black women are the prototype, period. What you talking about? But yeah, I named it that for that reason. But in the dancing part, because it is a dance MFA, so I had to dance. And how I did it was my ballet training. Like I have that, and I use ballet training, but I also use this new, it's not really new, but I guess for me, because I was brought up in like ballet, modern jazz, ballet, modern jazz, ballet, modern jazz. I use ballet and pole dance, and I like fuse them together. This is the part I'm talking about where people can be more accepting. Okay. Because if you think about a ballet bar, you know what a ballet bar looks like. Okay. Now tilt it on his head. What does it look like?
Like a pole.
Exactly. So that's what I was playing with, and a big part of my story is perception. So I was playing, not that I've ever been an exotic dancer. So let me just clear that up. But when people would ask me like, oh, like, what do? You play basketball? No shade. I just don't do it. You play volleyball? Nope. No shade. I just don't do it. And I have to tell people I'm a dancer. And then it's the question of, what kind of dance? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I play with people's perception, and I really just like put a mirror in people's face, like, this is how I see myself, but like, how do you see me? Yeah. And why do you see me like this? So it was a very thought-provoking work that I still am working on. It's still something I'm still like researching. But yeah, I think that's so, when I saw the response, I'll leave it with this, like when I saw the response from like all walks of life, as far as like Black women, like it was young Black women, it was Black women my age, it was the older Black women, that took me out because I wasn't ready for that. I did not think, I thought I was going to be hung on the cross because you know, it's like, how dare you talk about pole dance? And you know, that's I'm Christian, so like, you know, I was so strategic about like, even in the creative process, like how do I still honor God? That was hard. That was hard. But the response was just so, like, it just blew my mind how accepting people were of it. And then that's when I realized, I was like, that's the work here. That's the work. That's the how I can like inspire like people that look like me. Cause I was scared. But I was like, but it wouldn't leave me. So I was like, okay, I have to do it. Yeah. But how do I do it? And I still honor God and I honor myself. Sorry, that was really long.
No, I love that. That was such an interesting idea. Like, I love the way you use the ballet bar thing.
Yeah.
So smart. Okay. What is your favorite thing about dance?
I think my favorite thing about dancing is the fact that I can literally express myself and say anything I want to say. And sometimes I've learned to be more like confident in my voice now. This is a testimony because we don't speak, we just dance. So I think for me, my favorite part about dance is the fact that I can share my heart, share my thoughts, my ideas, that feels like a safe place for me, but also a way to challenge ideas as well. I think that's the best part. I mean, yes, we can do it for a safe turn. Yes, we can do, you know what I'm saying? We can do all the things. But I think for me, I'm more of like why are we doing these things?
Yeah.
Not just like what you can do, but like, why are you doing those things? Yeah.
Awesome. How do you feel when dancing?
Liberated. I do. I mean, all dancers don't like repetition. Here we go again, doing roll downs. Here we go again, doing another plie. We've probably done 1,000,000 plies between me and you. But I think what keeps me going is the fact that like I like that it's never gonna be perfect. So it always puts in my face the process of it and not the product of it. Yeah, that's my favorite thing about it. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. Have you had a moment when you felt like you've made it? And if so, when?
Really? That's no, I will never make it. I will never make it. I think because there's always something, you're always growing. There's always something that you're like learning about yourself. And then like if you learn like one thing, like these Bibles talking about feminism, that changed my entire world. So it's like you can't say you arrived somewhere because somebody can give you an idea and you can choose to accept it or reject it. Like that's your choice. But like somebody can give you an idea, share an idea with you, and it just completely like it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
So simply because of that, that's why I feel like I can never arrive in dance. I can get to a nice little stop sign, like I can get to a red light, but it's always a yield sign somewhere, a fork in the road. Like it's always a new challenge, like a new high, a new low.
Yeah.
Because there will be lows, like there will be challenges, but there will be some good moments too. And they all shape and they're constantly shaping and morphing you into who you're supposed to be.
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think we can use dance to influence the social and political state of the world?
I think that dance is okay. We talk about dance. I think that dance is so influential. Like we see it in somebody's song can be doing 100 plays. Somebody do a dance challenge. Bow, it's gone. Like 1,000,000 plays. Like next week.
Yeah.
So we know that dance is influential and it has the power to change and reach people. But I think as far as the political and social climate, like I'll just take it back to my research. Like that right there, I'm always trying to say something. I think you grow up in dance, like, and you just try to get the steps. You try to learn the techniques. They say like 10 years, that's what they say. 10 years to make a dancer. And then like I feel like once you have the techniques or different, you're strong in different techniques, then you can speak. And I feel like we're at a point you have to be saying something. Otherwise, what are we doing? What are we dancing about?
Yeah.
Like the work has to talk about something. And so I think that dance has been doing it for years. Dance has been telling stories for years. And I think to maybe like, I'm gonna answer this question, but I'm gonna also answer the other question that you asked me that was about what dance can do. I think that it can, now I lost my train of thought. It's like, yes, it's been telling stories. But it's always, let me think. Can you ask the question again so I can bring myself back?
Okay, how do you think we can use dance to
Social
influence
political.
the social and political state of the world?
Yeah. Again, like I said, I think that it has the power to change. And we should, if we're not, because I just feel like if we're dancing, we have to be talking about something. But some people don't feel like that. But I do. I feel like if I'm dancing about something or dancing, I should be dancing about something.
Yeah.
If I'm choreographing, I should be saying something. Otherwise, like, yeah, why are we doing it? I wanted to bring it back to something though. I wanted to bring it back to, what was the fourth question?
In what ways do you feel that being an African American woman has impacted your experiences in the world of dance?
Was it the third question?
What problems do you think the world of dance has that we should work on fixing?
Yes, it was that one. I was trying to bring it back to that. Because you asked me about the social political climate.
Yeah.
And then the third question was,
what problems do you think the world of dance has that we should work on fixing?
They's gonna come to me in the car. And I'll be mad. I'm gonna just message to Miss Bowers and be like, yo, this is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Dang. It's okay.
You want me to ask the question, then we can come back to that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last question I have is, what advice do you wish you could give to your younger self? And what advice would you give girls today?
To my younger self, be yourself. And I think don't be afraid to shine.
Yeah.
Literally, don't be afraid to shine. I think I talked, so you were like, when I taught you in the 7th grade,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you got some light on you now. But I remember telling you, like, take up space. Like, why leave me in the corner? Get out the back. Like, I remember telling you, like, get out the back. So I feel like always take up space and don't be afraid to shine, because you never know who is impacted by your, like, light.
Yeah.
You never know who's, like, impacted by your joy. You just never know. So many people come back to me and tell me that, like, oh my gosh, like, just because you were just like super like kind and like laughing all the time, like you were just a joy to be around.
Yeah.
That goes so far. But it's now because like I was already operating in that, but I wasn't confident in it. Because I allowed people to dim my light, and I allowed people to manipulate, and I allowed people's opinions to be louder in my head than the ones that God had about me. So what I would tell to my younger self is, number one, be yourself. And number two, don't be afraid to shine. Period.
I love that. That was my last question. Thank you so much for having this conversation.
Thank you. No, thank you for asking me like these very thoughtful questions. I feel like these kind of conversations in dance are needed. People still don't understand the importance of dance, and they don't understand why it's even a degree.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, I still have people ask me like, what you gonna do with that?
Right.
And like, why you getting a degree in that? Because I am not only I'm talented, but I'm also, and what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't know how to put what's the word I'm looking for, but I'm trying to say that I'm also informing the world. Like, I'm also, I'm a reporter, period. Like,
yeah,
I'm a griot, please. Like, I'm telling you all these stories. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, the griot part, that's what it was. So it's like you share these stories with people, but they've been telling them for years. But I think just being able to share from one generation to the next is like it's so needed. It's so needed. And I think that's something that we can be better at.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was trying to end. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I think that's what we can be better at. I think we can do a better job of like sharing with each generation and not like gatekeeping.
Yeah.
And I say that with a grain of salt. I say gatekeeping with a grain of salt because I know in the African American community that word is very delicate. It's very delicate because we get into culture appropriation. I ain't trying to. That's a different conversation. Different conversation. But I do honor that as well. I honor the culture, and you have to learn about the culture before you just try on different styles. Yeah. Not fair to that culture. You just not fair. Okay, I'm sorry. That's it. That's all I have. That's all that I have. I hope I was helpful.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.